Hey guys, how's it going? I got a question I thought I'd address. A fellow asked me if it would be possible to live in a van without a roof vent. Yes, it would be possible. However, it probably would not be as comfortable. It wouldn't be as comfortable and it wouldn't be as convenient. And what I mean is, when it's really hot out, you know, and I'm talking like 30 degrees Celsius, Um, my biggest idea is don't go into the van until it's cooled off at night, like around 9:30. By that time, it's cooled off, at least in Vancouver, the Pacific Northwest. And that's what I would do if I had no roof vent, because eventually it's going to cool off. And then what I'd have to do is I would have to open my doors and windows as much as possible to get as much of the cool air in. And the beauty of the roof vent is you have your rain guards or some way to let air in, and then you have your roof vent, and it will suck the air through the van. So eventually, you're getting whatever outside temperature it is what is going to be in the van. Now, if you don't have a roof vent, it's going to be harder to do that. Um, but ultimately, although insulation definitely helps, um, there's not the best thing you can do is just wait till it cools off, to be comfortable in the heat. Of course, we're in the middle of winter right now, so talking about heat is a little tiny bit ridiculous, perhaps. So another idea you can do, and something our friend Static Camper Fan has done, is he's got holes probably about with a 4 or 5 inch circumference. Maybe he'll chime in and let us know. In the bottom of his van, I think he's got two of them, and he's got they're kind of I think they're garburator disposal things that he's got, kind of make it like a flange, and with some kind of screen to keep out the bugs and the mice and stuff like that. And what he does is he has his roof vent, and then the cool air is on the bottom of the van, and then it'll pull it through that way. That's another way of doing it. Um, but he still has the roof vent. He's in a particular area in Southern California where it gets really hot, and that would, to me, be uncomfortable. Another question I got was about those vents on the bottom of the floor, instead of a roof vent, or even on the side. Um, well, the thing is, heat rises. So if you have a roof vent, the heat's going to go out of the vent, which is what you want. So I don't think the floor vent, just having a floor vent or um, a vent out the side, is going to be as efficient as having a roof vent. Now, in some vans, you can get the windows that pop open on the side. Um, Minivans, especially. I think the caravans have that. I'm not exactly sure, but a lot of minivans have the side windows that pop open. And even some of the older vans, I think Chuck, living the life, living the van life of Chuck, he has windows that pop open on the side. So that's better than nothing. But to me, a roof vent is ideal because, like I said, heat rises. And not only is it useful when it's hot out, but it's useful when it gets, when you're cooking inside in the winter or the summer and you want to expel the vapors, the fumes from your propane or butane. As well, for me, I use my roof vent to regulate the temperature in the van. For example, if it's 3 Celsius outside, I can have my heater on all night, and whatever extra heat is produced, it will go right out the roof. So that way, it's not going to be boiling hot in my van. So I use the roof vent as a way to regulate heat. My eventual plan is, once I have my thermostat, once I have my solar panel and my batteries, house battery hooked in, I can use the fan. The Max Air fan actually has a built-in thermostat, and I can use that to, if it gets too hot, the fan will automatically turn on and suck out the heat. Apparently, the Max Air fan, it's not very well designed in terms of how the thermostat works. It's kind of like a lot of guesswork. There's no digital readout that tells you exactly what temperature you're at when the thermostat will kick in. At least not in the cheaper model that I have. I don't have the fancy one with the remote and all that. Anyways, guys, there's just a couple questions answered for you about vents. I really think it's important to have a roof vent in the van. It makes van living a lot more comfortable. Getting get really hot in a car or a van without a way to get rid of that heat. And you know what you can do is you can look on Amazon, but I think you can get a really cheap fan, a Chinese-made roof fan, for like 30 or 40 bucks. And so really there's no reason that you can't eventually put a fan in. And what I did in one of my builds, actually my first build, is I built a square spot 14 inches, which is how the dimensions of the fan, 14 inches around. And I had it like kind of pre-built. I didn't insulate that square. And then when I went to put my fan in, I just drilled out that spot, and then the fan fit in perfectly. So even if you don't have the money right now and you're thinking about doing it in the future, that is an option, just to kind of have an idea where you want to place it and build your installation around that spot. But yeah, for 30 or 40 bucks, it's a worthwhile investment for the cheap ones. Now, the problem with the cheap one is there's two things. Number one is apparently they're way louder. They're not quiet. The fan is quite loud. And the other thing is that you're going to have less options in terms of fan speed. It's probably going to just be high or off, or on or off, I should say. But it's better than nothing. And the fans, I think they're basically universal at 14 inches. So even if you buy a cheap one, say for a couple years, eventually down the road you could put in a better quality one. So that's an option for you. Anyway, I hope that helps. Thanks for watching. Take care. Have a great night.